Welcome back, Cooking Nation, to another cooking tutorial. In today's video, I will be showing you the proper way to prepare and cook a salmon, along with a few other things to go along with it. Now, without further ado, I hope you enjoy this video and your dish, and let's go. Now, the first thing you're going to do is before you even start cooking it, you're going to want to feel the fish for any kind of bones or scales, since number one, they can ruin your meal, and number two, they can be a major choking hazard. You're going to want to pat down the fish's skin, and if you are able to reach inside the fish, you're going to want to put your hand inside and feel for any bones. If you do feel any scales or bones, what you're going to want to do is grab a pair of tweezers, and if it's on the outside, just go ahead and use those tweezers to grab and pull them out. However, if they are inside, what you'll want to do is stick your tweezers into the fish. If the gap is big enough, use something like a flashlight so that you can see inside. And you're going to want to basically feel inside with the tweezers. And once you feel that bone, give the tweezers a little squeeze and pull that bone right on out. Now once you have taken out all scales, bones, and anything else that can be harmful while cooking, we can begin the process. Now for today, the method I'll be showing you is pan fry, which is basically oil on the stove. And the way that I'm going to be serving the fish is a salmon fillet. So let's get started. Now you're going to want to take the skin side of the fish, which is a thicker, blubber-like outer layer on your fish. You're going to want to grab either a towel or a paper towel and gently pat down that skin until it's nice and fully dry. Now you're going to want to season the skin of your salmon with sea salt. However, any salt is perfectly fine. The reason that we do this is to make it so that when the fish is finished cooking, it will be nice and crispy. Now that you've done all that, you're going to want to take either a non-stick or cast iron skillet and place it on your stove. You're going to want one of those two varieties so that when it's time to flip your salmon, it's nice and easy and it leaves minimal residue in your skillet. Now set the stove to a medium-high heat. However, this will vary between makes and models since all of them are different. Now you're going to want to pour some olive oil into that skillet until the bottom is just barely covered, but still all the way. Now you're going to want to place your salmon into the skillet with the skin side of it facing down. You do this to get that salmon nice and crispy. Because of the thickness of the skin of the salmon, you're going to press down on the salmon. Do this preferably with a utensil of some sort. I recommend using a spatula personally. You're going to want to press down on your salmon like this for about 30 seconds, but once again, this may vary depending on the heat of your stove. Now, you're going to let the salmon skin still fry in that pan for roughly 4 to 5 minutes until the skin is nice and crispy. Make sure to check on it throughout this process, however, just in case it were to start to burn. Now, you're going to flip your salmon to the other side so that it's meat side down. And now you're going to cook that side of the fish for 4 to 5 minutes as well. Once again, we're still checking in to make sure it doesn't burn. Once you have completed all of the previous steps, you're going to want to let your salmon sit for roughly 3 minutes. I recommend wrapping it in tin foil. We do this so that it can get nice and juicy. A friendly tip for salmon is that it is best served with just a tiny little bit of pink in the middle. If you have a food thermometer, you can stick it in the fish. Salmon is recommended at 140 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you use Celsius, 62.7 degrees Celsius. You can also add just a tiny little bit of lemon juice for some extra flavor. However, make sure that you're careful not to add too much, because if you do, the entire fish could become sour, since lemon juice is fairly potent. I recommend serving salmon fillet along with a side of steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus, and or broccoli. My personal rating for this dish is 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I would certainly recommend. Now that your meal is complete, if you enjoy, make sure to remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, Cooking Nation, I'll see you in the next one.